Welcome back to the channel. No, I haven't got a Gallardo. I'm at the garage with Jonathan and we are working on the roof for the MR2. I've not been filming much, to be fair. I've mentioned it in previous episodes. It's quite hard to film while you're doing something, and I do forget. You just get stuck into something. Bit of an update. I think last time we'd sort of got the kit sat onto it, but it was by no means done, and we were just working out what needed to be done as far as cutting the doors, and made the decision to extend the sills down and the doors down to fit these doors rather than cutting the bottom of the door off to fit the kit. So I'm altering the kit in those two parts there. One of the things that we had to do as part of the build, you've got to do something with the roof. They say to use the hardtop MR2 roof. Sorry, yeah, the not the soft tops, but the hard top that you get. And but those are like 1,500 quid. It's pretty much as the car. So we decided what I'm going to do is take a mould of this roof and make a hard top, because the shape of it doesn't actually matter that much, because it's going to be the inside of the cab, and obviously we'll be lining that anyway. So by doing this, it perfectly fits the framework of the convertible roof, which means that once we've got this, we're going to take a mould of this now, and then we can then produce a part that fits exactly to this roof and forms over the metal bars that sit inside the convertible roof. So that's going to give it extra strength. So it also means that we've changed the shape of it slightly here, because the convertible, we used the stretching the tape over from there to there. We've sort of bridged this gap, so this is like a cavity under here, but it means that we can put the MR2 convertible glass, we can take it out of the convertible and put that glass into this panel and reuse the glass. So the process has been taping over the original over the roof with masking tape to take out some of the dips and create this slightly different shape here, and then on top of that we've put the foil tape, because that gives us a nice smooth surface. What Jonathan's doing now is putting PVA, it's like a PVA release agent, it's like a glue, and that then acts as what helps release the mould from the shape, from the roof. So the next thing is we'll get that PVA on, and then we put some gel coat on. Gel coat's like a thick resin. Once that goes tacky, then we start building up the fiberglass layers until we've got enough strength in there to be able to remove it and it stays in its shape basically. And then we'll have a mould that we can then do the same thing but in the opposite way. We'll put the release agent inside the mould, we'll put gel coat into that, and then fiberglass, and then what pops out is the roof panel that we'll put onto the car, and then we can start building it, but we need this bit first. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So I'll just show you some of the bits that we've had to purchase to do this job. Now, all the stuff here isn't just for doing the roof, it's for taking moulds of other bits and doing the alterations of other bits as well. So, loads of brushes, stirry sticks, tack cloths, more brushes. Obviously we need gloves, we need scales to weigh the resin and the hardener, buckets, mixing pots, small mixing pots, And then we've got big rolls of fiberglass. This one's called tissue. This is really fine, so that one goes on first. And then there's this one here, which is 450 grams per square metre. So that one goes on next. So the tissue goes on first. Sorry, the gel coat goes on first, then the tissue, and then the 450, and then we can strengthen it up. The small buckets there, rollers and whatnot for getting the bubbles out of the, you know, applying the fiberglass and getting the bubbles out of it. These are wedges for popping stuff out the moulds. Bigger buckets for bigger mixes. Acetone for cleaning brushes. That's activator for all of this. 2 drums of resin, and this here is the gel coat. And the Datsun's sat there buried in amongst a load of other bits at the minute. Jonathan's Escort there, cool little Clio. Oh, and look at this thing that's arrived as well, so you've kind of seen it before. There's my pal James has acquired himself another Lamborghini project, so this may or may not, no, it's gonna may, yeah, there's gonna be a couple of turbos in there, so this should be interesting. So it'll be appearing now and again. Obviously I'm not gonna be really covering that because it's not my car. This is my car. Yeah, those are all the bits and pieces of stuff that we need to be able to do this. It's not just for this job, it's for the whole project as a whole, so lots of work to do. Right, so we're just trying to work out, there's a ratio for how much resin per how much fiberglass you use, and also the weights of the resin and the hardness, so that we can get the right ratio of hardness. So what are you saying, Jonathan?
For a litre of resin we want 22 grams of the hardness.
Right, and how have we worked out how much a litre of resin will do?
A litre of resin will do,
so
1 metre of that.
Right, so that's the 450. So you need 1,000. Yeah, right. So it's double. So for every 1,000 grams of that, no, for every 450 grams of that, you need 1,000 grams of that.
Basically.
And that is, it's just over 1,000 grams of that. So it's pretty much a litre per square metre.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't measured the roof. You could catastrophically mix the wrong amount of resin, couldn't you? If you are we going to measure the roof? Well, yeah, I think we should get like a rough measurement of the roof, and then we can work out how much resin we need to mix. We've got some more maths to do, but we'll get this worked out, and then the next thing is to get the gel coat onto the top of the car.
26. So remember 26.
26. So this is the gel coat. So I got red for the mould and white for the actual, what do you call the finished product? The kit. I've never used gel coat before. Whenever I've messed on with fiberglass, I've always just used resin.
It's a lot better.
Yeah. Oh, the smell is intense, isn't it?
Good, isn't it? You reckon we'll need a litre of this to cover it?
I think a litre's a reasonable amount to expect to put on it and get a thick, decent. Yeah, it's probably not quite a litre, is it? Because it's half of it still in it.
Well, these are only 500s.
Are they? It'll probably stay on the top anyway. I don't think it'll sink. Right, that stays there. Yeah. 26.
126.
126. So we've got a litre.
Yeah.
Of gel coat, and so that was 1,000, and it was just over a litre then. It was
around about a litre. It's actually just under a litre.
Yeah. And then how many grams of
19 grams of
activator.
2%, thoroughly mixed.
Bust some big brushes out for this, eh?
Yeah, probably the best.
I got a few because I figured we might go through some, even though we are going to.
Polythene.
It's not translucent at all. It's
no, it covers well.
I suppose you can only get it on so thick, eh? We can't do a second coat because that'll start going off at the same time as the roof starts going off. So if we have mixed too much, then it's just too much. I'm very pleased with my colour choice.
Now I've got a red roof again.
It's like a Ferrari red, isn't it? So you notice what I was saying about like how much easier it is when someone's filming it, because like to do this and to film it and to get a good angle, you know, these dudes on YouTube that are doing all this stuff and filming it all themselves and editing all themselves, and it absolutely blows my mind because it's really not easy. I guess it's maybe something that you need to get good at in itself, like even filming, because I don't know where I'm pointing this damn thing. I'm looking, but it's not easy, and a lot of this is actually you doing stuff and me filming it. It's occurring to me, but my point is, otherwise it wouldn't get filmed because. And we can mix another litre into that pot. Can we just zero it in? Oh, what you got left? Yeah, it's a little, that a litre and a half would do it, wouldn't it? I mean, considering how thick it's going on as well, it's not really running or anything. There's a couple of little sags maybe, but well, again, it doesn't matter because there's fiberglass going on top of that anyway. This side it doesn't actually matter, but I'm just saying.
Any big sags because the fiberglass doesn't sit down as well. But
aye, you know, I think if that was, it's kind of like gloss paint, and it's, you know, like non-drip gloss. That's sort of like it's in consistency, really, isn't it? The smell is epic. So this is the, what's it called? Tissue. Yeah, I can see why it's called tissue. Straight away when you touch it you can feel that fiberglass feel prickling your fingers. Mine, Jonathan won't feel it because he's like leather, but I definitely felt it because my hands are lily soft because they spend all the time in little black rubber gloves. So these are new scissors, fiberglassing scissors from the fiberglass suppliers. The charge is extra because the special scissors for fiberglassing. Why, I don't know.
they do cut rather well.
Yeah, made a nice sound as well. Right, you're gonna half that then. Yeah. So this is the thicker stuff. This is the 450 grams per square metre. It's totally different stuff. So we've cut enough for 3 layers of this and 1 layer of the tissue. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So this has got to a tacky stage where it's ready for the next coat. So we've got all the bits cut now. Zero in the scales. And by weighing it, it just gives you a much more accurate measurement for your mixture, doesn't it?
Yeah.
John's now cleaning his hands with acetone because he didn't put any gloves on. So 3 litres of resin there. How many grams per?
It's 3%, so I'll just work it out.
2%.
Well, 2 to 3%.
Right.
So if we do it 2, we'll have a little bit longer
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. If we want it to go faster, it can. We can put a bit more
Yeah.
activator in it. So it's just putting a layer of resin on. Mixed 3 litres in this batch. Putting a layer of resin onto the gel coat, and then the fiberglass tissue will go on the top of that, and obviously that'll then stick to the resin, which is a lot thinner than the gel coat. Slap it on.
In the middle. Probably to you a bit. To you. To you. No, that's okay.
Yeah, so using like a thinner one stops. So the one once it's like soaked in, those will roll her out better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the roller like disturbs the fibres and gets them to mush together, and that then takes out and at the same time it sort of squidges the bubbles out, but it sort of mushes the fibres about so that they move and form the shape properly. Well, after this layer it'll toughen up anyway, won't it? Right, so it's nearly 10 o'clock at night. We've got 4 coats of fiberglass onto the body. Went on really nice. We just need that to harden now. So I'm gonna have to come back tomorrow because I want to get a video of it coming off. I couldn't take it off tonight anyway because it won't be set, so we'll have to come back tomorrow because we've now blocked Jonathan's garage up because this door will definitely not open because we've fiberglassed it shut. So I've got that to sort out tomorrow anyway, so he's just going to have to work around it. But that's the 4 coats, and I think that's going to be enough for this mould. Probably in the bigger moulds we'll have to do a lot more, but for something like this we've used around about 11 litres of resin. Yep, that's where we're at with it anyway. So I'll be back tomorrow, get the video of this, and then Cubes can edit and post this video. I'm back at the garage. We're nice and crispy. So Jonathan is very eager to get this off so he can get it out of the way of the garage door. Because it's hilarious. Like, it's totally like you're not getting in that car. So now Jonathan's pretty convinced that this is gonna come off. This bit here is gonna have a hold on it on both sides, so that's gonna be the main grippy bit. I think everything else should move. It's just gonna go pop in it. And so now we can cast into that with the fiberglass, and what comes out of that will then skin over the top of the frame of the convertible roof, the soft top. It will sit straight onto it. We'll bond that to it. We'll also strengthen up the frame, and then that's going to give us the strength for the mounts that are going to sit here for the clamp, which is really the main reason for the having to have a hard top, really, just to build some strength to so you can lift the clamp.